up for the live market open for December 3rd. It's Thursday and it's Draghi Day. The ECB finally delivers its decision, which is huge. So let's begin with that. We had yesterday some news regarding that. We had Draghi vindicated on inflation. Inflation came out weaker than expected, including core inflation, which Draghi mentioned. More background: in the past, he underpromised and over-delivered. That's why I personally think he'll over-deliver once again. Expectations are high, and I believe he'll meet them and hit the euro hard, but that's my opinion. If he doesn't deliver, and expectations are high, and just even delivers the minimum, the euro could jump back up. I believe there are real worries about deflation and Japanification, this debt deflation cycle. And currently, the ECB is the only game in town. Things to watch. First of all, we have the ECB decision at 12:45, and then we'll know about the interest rates. Most importantly, negative deposit rate. Currently, it's 0.20, negative. Expected minus 0.30. Some expect minus 0.40. I would say that also minus 0.50 is an option. There's a chance that we'll have a two-tier negative deposit rate, one for retail and one for wholesale banks. Not that critical, but the negative deposit rate is the first big impact. Then at 1:30 we'll have, in the same announcement, we'll probably hear from the ECB that more policy measures will be announced at the press conference. Press conference, 1:30 GMT. QE, the monthly buys of the ECB prints currently 60 billion a month. Expectations are 70 and also 80 billion. 70 is sort of the minimum. 80 is the maximum. He can, of course, go beyond or not do anything. I think he'll meet expectations over there. These are the two things to watch. QE length, currently September 2016, expected to be enhanced to 2017 or even unlimited. But that's more talk than action. But more important talk is what's next. Is Draghi done or not? If he announces measures now and says that in March or in January, in the next meetings, he'll announce even more measures, that'll be devastating. But if he'll send us the message that that's it, it'll, of course, be somewhat euro positive. Most probably he'll say that the ECB will examine the situation, it will be data dependent, things like that. But if he says we'll act with vigilance, vigilance is a nice word, then we can expect more falls. Okay, so that's levels for euro dollar. Currently leaning towards the downside, 105.60 support, 106.30 resistance. Bigger levels to watch, 107.10, 108.30. On the downside, 105.30 and 104.60, which is the 12-year low. Again, my tendency, and I can be right and I can be wrong, is that we'll have Draghi beating expectations. Apart from that, that's the main dish for today. But we also have UK services PMI at 9:30. Critical test for the pound now that it's fallen because of weak data. It's the most important sector. Pound currently 149.20, resistance 149.50, 150.60, support, real support only at 148. We also have Eurozone retail sales. We have US jobless claims at 1:30, and at 3 GMT, more or less after half an hour after Draghi finishes talking, we'll have Janet Yellen testifying. She already spoke yesterday. She said, basically set the ground for rate hike in December and then gradual moves afterwards. Okay, so we'll have, let's see if she gives us more hints or not. Follow what she says about confidence on inflation and situation of the jobs market, especially towards the non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Maybe she'll release a hint. And speaking about NFP hints, we have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI also at 3 GMT at exactly the same time, and that's expected. It was excellent last time, expected to drop a bit. Watch out for the employment component for another hint. Yesterday we had ADP NFP coming above expectations. That means higher expectations for tomorrow's non-farm payrolls. Okay, and at night we have Australian retail sales and German factory orders. Just to talk about a few more things we had yesterday. Another miss in the UK figure, we talked about that. Eurozone inflation miss, ADP. Not only Yellen, also her colleagues also talked about historic decision in December. That was Lockhart. And basically, they're about to move. Bank of Canada, business as usual. Despite the fall in oil prices, they're optimistic. That's why the Canadian dollar is stronger. Australian dollar is also stable despite some disappointing figures from Australia and from China. Okay, let's just cover quickly those charts. Aussie dollar CAD 133.70, 134.60 resistance, support 132.80, 132.40. Aussie dollar 72.80 is the clear line of support, very clear separator of ranges. Resistance, I would say 73.60 and 74. Kiwi dollar, encouraged from milk prices, 66.60. It's between the round numbers of 66 and 67. Okay, so I hope I didn't miss anything. Talked a lot because there are really so many events. Today is D-Day, Draghi Day.